This all happened on New Year's Eve. A witness called in a suspected drunk driver. Police pulled over Elise Carlson in the parking lot of the Department of Human Services Hillsborough office. Lisa Balick live with what happens now. And Lisa, the question, what if she had arrived drunk, possibly to pick up a child?
Well, that's what we were asking today. What would happen? And we also found out that now she is due in court later this month. She's out of a job, and police say her blood alcohol level that night was 3 times the legal limit. Someone out driving New Year's Eve say they saw this. Just before 11 p.m., another driver weaving along Northeast 53rd in Hillsborough, not far from Intel. Nearby officers stopped 26-year-old Elise Carlson, a Department of Human Services caseworker, as she pulled into the parking lot at her office on Northeast Elam Young Parkway.
The officers smell alcohol. They notice her eyes are a bit bloodshot, and so they conduct field sobriety tests.
Police say she told them she was responding to a call on a child abuse case. At the jail, she failed a breathalyzer test and was booked on DUII charges. No one answered the door at her Beaverton apartment today. The Department of Human Services has now fired her. She was still on a trial period at her job, hired last June as a child protective services worker. But could she have ended up driving impaired with a child in the back seat? What's the possibility that she would have eventually had a child in a vehicle with her?
I think that would be very slim.
It was police who called DHS to send a CPS worker to help them that night.
There are police officers there. So she would have had to then interact at some location, whether it's a hospital or a private residence. She would have had to interact with a police officer.
Now, again, this was New Year's Eve. There were a lot of extra police patrols out on the road, but it was a private citizen who saw the car weaving and called it in. Police say it's a good example of when you're not sure whether you should call or not. They say, always call. They will respond and check it out. Live in Hillsborough, Lisa Balick, KOIN 6 News.